Hey, it's your girl Faith Luv, and I'm here with Soulfur. Um, I would definitely say I've always felt like since a kid, like music low key chose me. Like I feel like I've been around music my whole life. You know, my family does music. I've kind of been surrounded by it my whole life, and I kind of feel like once like being around it and like my family introducing me to it, it kind of just like one, it became a hobby at first, and then like once I started like really diving deep into it, like with writing and creating my own music, I started realizing like, whoa, this is low key kind of like helping me, like this is healing me, like this feel good, you know. And I have a lot of crafts, like I do hair, I do nails, I do a whole bunch of stuff, but nothing has ever like fulfilled me the way that music does. So yeah, it just fulfills me. It makes me happy. Like when I'm doing music, I feel like what I'm doing is right. Like I'm doing what God told me to do when I'm doing music. I would say the first one, Jill Scott. I love Jill Scott. My mom played a lot of Jill Scott, so that's kind of like where I kind of got like my soulness from. And I love her storytelling. I love her storytelling. I love how she makes the song like an experience. Another like current artist that I would say inspires me, I would say SZA. Between SZA and like Summer Walker, only because like I feel like we have similar lanes, and just seeing like their journey, especially with Summer Walker, because like I lived in Atlanta and I kind of saw Summer Walker before she got popping. So like just seeing that whole transition into what she is now, like it's just so inspiring to me, because it shows me like anybody can do it. Like anybody, it just takes the right situation and, you know, the right opportunities. What does black music mean to me? Can I sit down?
Yeah, do you?
Okay. Black music to me, it means rhythm, it means movement, it means pain, it means healing, it means love. Like I feel like black music is the base to every sound that you hear today. From pop, from rock, from country, everything. Like even I was reading recently that K-pop was actually discovered here in America, and then they took it back over there. So I just feel like black music is just the base of what music is. Like it's soul, it's powerful, it's love. It can be hate sometimes, you know, but I feel like all in all, like it's emotions. You know, we black people are the creators of music. You know, we are the reason music exists, honestly. So I would say when I watch the Beyonce I Am Sasha Fierce tour, like her whole preparation for that tour, and like just seeing how hard she worked, and like because I think people don't understand what really goes on behind the scenes as an artist. Like even with me, like they always asking, well, when you dropping this, when you doing this, but it's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't understand. So just kind of seeing that and seeing like how hard she works, and like the results that can come out of working that hard, it just really showed me like you got this, like you can do this. Like it was just so inspiring to me, because one thing about me, I'm a hard worker. Like I never want to be that artist that just has a bunch of people doing things for them, and I'm just the artist and I'm just there and I'm just the puppet. Like no, I love to work. I love to give my 2 cents. I love to give my ideas. Like I wear multiple hats in my career, so kind of just seeing that from her really inspired me. Like you can really be like an executive and also an artist at the same time. So well, for me, I'm a very like written type of person. Like I like to write things down. I like to have a plan before I just go shooting photo shoots, recording, doing that. I like to have a plan. So usually like, I mean, I always record music, so the music is there, but I like to kind of figure out, okay, well, what season are we in? Like right now we're in summer and I want to drop a song. So I first start off with the season, like what would sell for this season. So then you want to start off with, you want to focus on your marketing. You want to focus on your content, like as far as your photo shoots, your videos. And then that's where a lot of the pain comes in, because now you're dealing with other people. You know, you're dealing with other people and their professionalism. You dealing with other people and their attitudes and what they want to do, you know. So that's why it's really important to have like a team who wants to see you win as much as you want to win. So with content, you know, you got to shoot videos. Videos is a whole other thing, because it's like when you shoot a video, it's not just, oh, we go shoot the video, the cameraman. Like, no, you have to go over, you have to write a whole script of what your video is going to be like. You have to go over each scene. You have to come up with the outfits for the scenes, the extras. Like, it's very detailed. And you got to get your videographers. Like me, I like to have people helping me so like the videos go smooth, and all of that stuff is a process. Like, you got to pay those people, you know. Then for like photo shoots, same thing. Like, you just want to make sure you just have everything in line, because it makes the whole like lineup process easier. Then once you have all your content, I feel like that's when it's time for you to focus on your marketing. You want to focus on how are you going to distribute your song. If you're not signed, then that means you're going to be distributing it yourself. So you need to find something like DistroKid or Soundcore or something like that, so you can put it out. Then once you do that, now how are you going to market it on these platforms? How are you going to market it on Instagram? How are you going to market it on Twitter, TikTok? Like, come up with little skits, like maybe reach out to people like, hey, can you do a little TikTok to my song? Like, all of that stuff helps. And people don't realize, like, you can't really drop a song until all that is done. Like, and sometimes that stuff take months. Like, it take months. So it's like, you have to really understand that it's a process. You know, I understand people be wanting people to drop and drop and drop, but especially when you're not at that level you want to be at yet, you have to watch that, because you'll mess around and drop music that's great, but now you don't have a marketing plan, you don't got no content, you ain't got no video, you ain't got nothing but a great song. That's 9 times out of 10 not gonna go nowhere. So, you know, the process is probably, I mean, the marketing and like that whole like process to putting that song out is the most important part, because that's what's gonna make or break your song. Like, literally. And I've learned so much. I'm still learning. Like, I don't even know everything, but from what I've done, like, I've learned that preparation process is the most important part of the song release. Most important. Okay, my creative process when writing and making music, it's pretty simple. It's not super detailed. Like, usually I'm an ear person, so I hear a lot of things. Like, I'll be in a car and I'll hear, like, I don't know, like some weird melody, but I know it sounds good, and like I was just recording on my phone and I'll be like, J Reid, I got this melody. Can you try to make a beat to it? And I'll go to the studio and he'll make a beat. And it's so crazy how me and him work together. Like, I've never worked with a producer like that at all. So I'll literally tell him, like, I want it to go like this, da, 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 da. And he'll be like, all right, do, 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 do. And then next thing I know, it's a whole damn song. And like me, I like to finish my songs that day. I don't like to drag my songs out. Like, it's some people, they'll do like a hook and then come back to their songs. I don't do that, like, at all. Like, I go straight through my songs, because I like my songs, I like for you to feel it, you know. And sometimes I feel like when you bounce around your songs like that, you can't get the feel of the real song. You're gonna have to end up re-recording it anyway. So it's not really too crazy to me. I hear a beat. Usually when I hear beats first, I literally just write, and I go from verse, hook, verse, chorus. Like, I do it like an actual song so it can like flow. But that's it. I'm real simple. So meeting my producer J Reid, I met him back in, I graduated school 2015. I think I met him my sophomore year, so maybe 2013, around then. Or no, I'm lying. I did not graduate college 2015. I graduated high school 2015. I graduated college 2019. So I met J Reid 2018. 2017, maybe like 2017. Yeah, that sounds right. So I met him 2017, but when I first recorded with him, I wasn't supposed to be recording with him. I was supposed to be recording with this guy named Kip, which is was his like engineer at the time. And Kip was like, hold on, like, yo shit fire for real. Like, let me introduce you to this guy named J Reid. And in our next session, he introduced me to J Reid. And that's when I met him. And J Reid, he heard my stuff. And he was like, oh, this is fire. Like, and he sent me 6 beats. I'll never forget. I still got those 6 beats to this day. He sent me 6 beats. And one of the beats I just went crazy on. That was the song Undercover. My first song that I ever dropped. And it was just history after that. Like, that's literally like my brother. Like, I feel like me and him we gonna have a connection, like a musical connection forever, you know, because I feel like we work so well together. And I'm so happy for establishing that relationship with him, because it's hard to find that now. Like, I've worked with a lot of other producers and it's never like that. So I'm just very, very grateful for that. And then plus, he produces now for Nicki Minaj, and I was working with him before that. So before he started producing for Nicki Minaj, I was working with him. So just seeing like that whole transition, like from him having like 2,000 followers to now like 60K or something like that, like, it was inspiring to me, because I had just started working with him. Like, maybe that happened within our first year. So it was so inspiring. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Like, this dude really went from here to here. Like, even though it took years of him working, like, it happened so fast, you know. So that was just super, super inspiring. That's really my brother. I love him. I love his family, like his whole team. Like, we all cool. Okay, it's a few, but this one kind of sticks out. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I work with a rapper named Pap Chanel, and how that situation happened was so ironic, because I always wanted to work with her. Like, before she said anything to me, before she asked me for the feature, like, I always wanted to work with her, always. And my producer, one day he randomly calls me, and he's like, hey, so, you know, Pap Chanel, she's in here like wrapping up her album and everything, and I was telling her, like, do you want to put some singers on the song? And she was like, yeah. And I told her, like, okay, well, who? And she was like, Faith, the girl you be working with. And when I tell y'all, I was so shocked, like, because imagine going from like wanting to do a song with somebody so bad. I met her once before that. I met her like in the studio, and then she knew I did music, and then after that, her coming like, oh, well, I want to do a song with her. I want to put her on my song. Like, that was just like, me? Little old me? And it was so cool. Like, me and her went to the studio. We had a fire ass session, like drinking, smoking, just vibing, and I recorded the song. I probably did that hook 30 minutes, and that's, to this day, probably one of my favorite songs. I wish she would fucking drop it. I wish she would drop it so bad. But yes, to this day, that's probably one of my favorite like hooks for real. So yeah. Men in the industry, I would say, like, working with J Reid, it's a very platonic situation. Like, nothing's weird, nothing's, you know, crazy. It's literally just work. But it's not always like that with men. It's not always like that. And that's what I experienced, like, before I started working with him. That's why I was kind of getting discouraged a little bit about finding a producer, because I'm like, why is it that every producer that I want to work with, they want to talk to me, or they want to take me on a date, or they want to do this, and then it's like, when I don't want to do it, then now you don't want to work with me. Now you don't want to do this. Now you don't want to help me, you know. So going through the industry, like, I had to realize, like, stuff like that, like when situations happen like that to you, it just wasn't for you, you know. Because at the end of the day, whether somebody want to talk to you, they want to date you, they want to do that, like, if they fuck with your music and they fuck with your craft, they gonna fuck with you regardless. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I've had people that work with a lot of big time people right now reach out to me to work, but it was always some type of stipulation. Like, it was always some type of, let's work, but let's go get a drink after. Let's go do this. Or let's kick it. Can I take you out? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm never interested in dating somebody I'm working with. So it just always makes it hard. So now, like, I'm learning, like, as a woman, like, when I walk into the room, I walk into the room like a man. I'm very stern. I'm very sure on what I want. Like, when you try to flirt with me, I shut it down. Like, I'm just very, very, like, strict on what I do, because I feel like that's how I'm going to get people who really want to see me win, not just people who want to date me and see me win. So, yeah. It's not bad. I don't think it's terrible, because we do have some really good artists. But I feel like now we're at a time where hip-hop is kind of, like, at the forefront. And the thing with hip-hop nowadays, it's not lyrical like it used to be back in the days. It's not even, like, I don't know, like, fun like how it used to be back in the days. Like, now it's very evil. It's very dark. Shooting a nigga, killing a nigga, run up on a nigga block, shoot grandma up. Like, that's terrible. Like, and if you listen to music back in the day, never heard people saying that. Never heard people saying that. So I just feel like music is good, but it's just really dark now. Music is really dark, and I think that's why the world is a lot darker, because of what we talk about. We always talking about being sad and crying over niggas, about how niggas ain't shit, or how you about to go and shoot somebody mama block up, or how you messing with somebody baby daddy. Like, it's never hot. Like, I mean, you heard little stuff back in the day, but back in the day, music was about love. Music was about love, and I feel like that's what's lacking from black music nowadays. We don't talk about love no more at all. Yes, I think yes, I think without R&B, you ain't gonna have no hip-hop, you ain't gonna have nothing. R&B is the base of every single sound that there is. R&B is the base of everything, and I think the only reason people don't accept R&B for what it is now is because the world don't look at it as popular no more. As soon as somebody make R&B popular again, I promise you the world is gonna follow the bandwagon. Like, it's literally just like a follow the leader type of thing. Like, I don't think people hate R&B. People love R&B because it's the base of everything. Like, even especially hip-hop now, niggas be singing, they don't even be rapping. They be singing with auto-tune. So I think people love R&B. They just think R&B has this one sound, and it doesn't. It has so many sounds. Yes. Okay, so I don't want to put a date on it, but I'm dropping my EP this year. I'm dropping my second EP this year. I'm really excited about this EP because I've been working so hard on this project. Like, I've been working so hard on this project. I'm also about to drop a single for the summer. It's like a Caribbean vibe. I have a feature in mind, but I'm not gonna say it yet. I don't want people to be like, well, bitch, I thought you said such and such is gonna be on the song. Well, we don't know yet. But yeah, so single, album. Oh, and my YouTube. I'm about to get more consistent with my YouTube. I want to start posting like weekly, if not bi-weekly vlogs, just so y'all can kind of like keep up with me, keep up what I'm doing, behind the scenes, you know, stuff like that.
Period.
I just want to say, if you are watching this, you are amazing. You can do it. Do not let nobody tell you you can't do it. I don't care what it is. It could be your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your grandma telling you, oh, you can't do that. You need to go work a job. Cut them off, okay? Focus on you and follow your dreams and break those generational curses, because I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it.
Okay.
Toodles poodles.